Hurricane Helen, man. It's the
Yeah.
kind of thing, you see these storms and you think this one's going to stick with us.
Yeah.
It's not just the damage you see on the news, right?
Right.
It's the stuff behind the scenes. And this YouTube video you sent, what they are not telling you about Asheville, NC, from Dane Calloway. He's got these firsthand stories, and it's rough. Really makes you think. We should do a deep dive on this one.
Definitely. Yeah, let's unpack it.
Like right off the bat, he talks about this 10-year-old kid in Asheville. He sees dead bodies just lying there after the storm.
Oh, wow.
That's the kind of detail. It sticks with you. Yeah.
There's one thing. I mean, we see the destruction, right? But to think about the psychological, the emotional impact, this kid, that's trauma right there. The long-term stuff, that's what we don't always see.
And then you layer on this whole question of support. Because this YouTuber, he's not shy about it, Plays this clip, news report, Homeland Security secretaries saying FEMA might be out of money before hurricane season's even over. They're telling us they're broke. That's what he says. Straight up.
Wow. Well, FEMA funding, I mean, talk about a bureaucratic nightmare.
Right.
You've got these budget cycles totally at odds with when disasters actually happen, and you get political games, priorities change on a dime. What seemed like enough money, suddenly it's not. And how do you even predict where the need's going to be the greatest? It's impossible.
And speaking of need, right, he plays this clip, VP Harris, saying FEMA, they're giving $750 relief funds. But then, and this is the kicker, he interviews this person. They got denied by FEMA completely.
Oh, come on.
It's denied. So what are people supposed to do? $750. Even if you get it, that's what? A drop in the bucket when you've lost everything.
Exactly. Like, what even is enough after something this big? Are we talking just putting a roof over your head, food on the table, or rebuilding your life? The therapy, the mental health part we were just talking about. And then who gets to decide what enough even means? How do you make sure the aid, it goes to the people who need it most?
Right, right. It makes you wonder, like when you see this stuff, hear these stories, no wonder people don't trust the big organizations, to help.
Right.
Like this YouTuber, he's saying what a lot of people are thinking about.
I mean, look at Katrina. I mean, talk about a loss of faith.
Mm-hmm.
The delays, the promises broken, people felt abandoned, especially in those communities, the ones that always get hit hardest. It leaves a mark, makes it hard to trust again.
It's like they have to look out for themselves.
Yeah.
Because who else is going to do it?
Right.
And that's in the video, too. Like, he's showing people in Asheville just coming together, doing it themselves, donation drives, support groups, the whole 9 yards. He actually says, we take care of our own because we know nobody else will. Strong words.
But, that's the thing about disasters. Yeah, they're awful, but they bring out this other side, too. The best of us sometimes. People step up,
Yeah.
It's like this community resilience. It's always been there. Mutual aid, neighbors, helping neighbors. It's human nature in a way, right? When things are rough, you see that human connection. It's powerful stuff.
For sure. Gives you hope,
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that kindness when everything else is just falling apart makes you think we're more alike than we are different sometimes. But then the video gets a little, I don't know. Sort of talking about the government like they're purposely ignoring people, places, blocking aid even. He calls these areas where people died federal property.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it means something bad. It's kind of unsettling.
Yeah, you got to be careful there. I get it. People are hurting. They want answers, someone to blame. But this is where that misinformation thing comes in. It spreads so fast, especially online. You need that critical thinking, Question everything.
Just take it at face value.
Right. So does that mean we just dismiss what he's saying? All those feelings, anxieties? Of course not. Those are real. But look closer. Is there proof? Other explanations? It's tricky balancing those real emotions with, could this be leading us down a rabbit hole?
Oh, how do we even know? You know what I mean? Like, it's emotional. Information's coming from everywhere. How do you sift through it all?
It's tough, no doubt. But start with yourself. We all have biases, right? Things we already believe. They color how we see the world. So acknowledge those, then try to see the other side, listen to different voices, and be open to being wrong, We don't have all the answers. It's about humility more than anything.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Be critical, be humble, be open. But he goes even further, this guy. He's talking about the flooding in Asheville. What if they wanted this to happen? Like, it wasn't natural, like it was planned somehow. He points to the weather patterns, how the hurricane, it was unpredictable.
That's a big claim. And it's interesting, right? We talk about climate change, how it's making things more extreme. But when does that become, suspicious? Where's the line between natural disaster, and, I don't know, something else.
It's almost like he's saying, maybe this was deliberate. Like someone wanted this to happen.
It's a tough one. I mean, after something like this, it's human nature to look for reasons, right? Someone to blame, but you have to be careful. You start going down that road. 1 minute, it's, did they mess up the levees? The next, it's full-on conspiracy theory.
So how do you tell the difference? Where's the line?
Evidence. You need facts. Did someone actually do something, or is it just bad luck, bad timing, maybe some bad decisions along the way?
Easier to point fingers, though, right?
Way easier. But if we're going to stop this from happening again, we got to look at the whole picture, even the ugly parts.
Yeah, no more easy answers. And this is where, like we were saying, that critical thinking, it's crucial. You really got to do your homework.
It's not about being cynical. It's about being smart. Check your sources, get different perspectives. That's how you protect yourself, not just from misinformation, but from bad decisions down the line.
Because if you don't, someone else is making those decisions for you.
Exactly. And they might not have your best interests at heart. So yeah, this video, it's a lot. It's emotional. It's raw. Some of it's pretty out there. But it gets you thinking, right, about the bigger picture.
It does. It makes it real. Like, these aren't just headlines. These are people's lives.
And their stories deserve to be heard, even the messy ones, the angry ones, the ones that make us uncomfortable. Because that's how we learn, that's how we grow.
That's how we do better next time.
Exactly. So yeah, if you take away one thing from this whole deep dive, let it be that. Listen to those voices, ask those tough questions, and don't be afraid to demand better. For yourself, for your community, for everyone.
Well said. And on that note, thanks for diving in with us. We'll be back next time with another deep dive, another chance to cut through the noise and get to the heart of what matters. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
See you next time.